Hello everyone, welcome back. So Hastings is famous for that battle that happened in 1066, but did you know it's also the birthplace of television and Hastings Castle, which used to be home to William the Conqueror? So I'm going to start the tour here because apparently it's got the UK's largest beer garden and it's a very understated pier. Because the thing is about Hastings Pier, it doesn't really have a big front entrance. It's just a gate, which is very odd. I've never seen that on a pier before. So what's on here? I hear you cry. Other than this large beer garden, well, there's a handful of children's rides. Looks like there's a cafe up there. But by coming on the pier, you do get some great views of Hastings from here. Quick look at the beach. Hastings does have a really lovely beach. And just like Southwold, there's all these plaques here of memories of loved ones that have passed away. And something you don't ever normally see, beach huts on a pier. Random. There's more beach huts here actually selling stuff. Even the toilets here are in beach huts. I'm always up for free stuff. Free tasting. Kombucha. What is kombucha?
Okay, it's fermented tea.
Fermented tea?
Fermented tea, yes, organic green tea. And we put live cultures into it.
Okay.
They turn into probiotics and lots of minerals and vitamins, and it helps boost your immune system and puts your guts on balance.
Sounds interesting. I've always heard of kombucha drinks, but never really thought about trying it.
Apparently it was made...
It's like a beer tap.
That's the most popular one, that's lemon and ginger.
Lemon ginger, okay.
This one's cucumber, mint and lime.
Cucumber, mint and lime. So they're both kombucha drinks, but different flavours?
Yeah, different flavours.
Alright, so this is the lemon tea one.
Yeah, lemon and ginger, that's the most popular one.
Wow, that's got a it's got a kick to that.
Cucumber.
Lime, mint and
Nice with
cucumber.
gin.
Oh, does it? Right.
Yeah.
That one's quite nice. It's very refreshing. It really is. Thank you for letting me try it. And there's also a seating area, which I'm sure they might be doing some live music occasionally at times. I don't know. But walking up here, I think this is all currently closed. But you get a view of the pier. It's quite misty today, but you can see further down the coast. Obviously, if you kept going that way, you'd go to Brighton. You can see people on paddle boards over there. Very nice. The UK's largest beer garden on a pier. Look at that. And there's hardly anybody on it. Now I'm going to have a walk down there. They're playing some live music, so I might have to mute it a little bit, but you can see where the bar is. So let's go and check it out. You'll have to excuse if I've got a little bit of a sweat on. It is the hottest day of the year, and I'm here in the UK's largest beer garden. All these little huts as well have basically got speakers in, so they can really turn it up at night and have a big old party on here. All these that you can see are basically speakers. And here is the pub. For the size of the beer garden, it's actually quite small, isn't it? It's such a big pier with nothing really on it. Right at the end of the pier. Shows you what you can see. Of course, the English Channel, one of the biggest shipping lanes in the world. And you can actually see what ships are out there. Remnants of the old pier. So we're leaving Hastings Pier behind. In front of us is the White Rock Theatre. Going to swing a right and walk down the seafront. Some pretty impressive buildings here on Hastings Seafront. Of course, there's a lot of history here, but I didn't realise that Hastings had a castle as well, which you can probably see just in the distance there. But the beach, I tell you what, when the tide is out, it's lovely. When the tide is in, not so much. You can see as the tide goes out, it's sandy, but as the tide is in, there's a lot of shingles, pebbles, which obviously, if you're familiar with the south coast, you'll be used to it. I would say it's cooling off a little bit, considering the time now is just after 4, but the temperature is still 32 degrees. And as you can see, the beach is pretty busy. Just swinging back, looking at the pier. Like I say, they don't have hardly any sea defences on this part of the coast. To be honest, they don't overly need it too much. The English Channel looking beautiful today. I'm going to have to get down there in a minute, dip my toes in, see what the water feels like. It's a pretty impressive building. And this is also really cute, just here, hidden, is the courtyard, which, walking from the seafront, you might miss. So these maps are pretty handy to have. We can just see where we are right now. Just walking up towards the miniature railway, the fun fair, and of course, Hastings Contemporary Museum. This is what I love about seaside locations here in the UK. If you look hard enough, you can see some classic architecture. They've always been quite grand little places to sit, but now they just kind of look a little bit odd, don't they? I just came across this, look. It's actually kind of covered over, but they are Robertson Terraced Sea View Shelters, built back in 1931. Before I go any further, I've got to get my feet in the sea because it is so blooming hot. Yeah, I'm glad the tide is out. This is a pretty steep shingle hill. Walking on shingle with flip-flops is not good. Oh, it feels horrible. And you can't exactly take them off either because it'll blooming hurt. Just look what I had to climb down. I've got to climb back up there again in a minute. And of course, this is what it's all about when you come to the seaside. Get your flip-flops off. Thankfully, there's no real pebbles here, so I'm just going to get my feet in. It's pretty calm today. I brought my paddleboard with me, but I'm just not going to have enough time to go on it. Oh, that's nice. I think the sea temperature here, because it's quite shallow, probably around about 17 degrees. But yeah, very nice. So if you are planning to come down to the beach, obviously, here in Hastings, just make sure you come down when the tide is out. Because the roads are quite busy here, you'll see quite a few subways just literally off the beach, which is quite handy when you're crossing the road. Bit of Art Deco on the beach there. It's like a sunken ship, isn't it? So this area is known as Pelham Beach, with the smallest little playground for kids I've ever seen. But one of the most spectacular buildings here on Hastings Seafront has definitely got to be just up here on the left. This was built by a local architect many years ago, who also lived just in the middle of these grand buildings. I mean, look at it. It's so impressive. I mean, it's like something out of a movie set, to be honest. It doesn't feel like I'm actually here in the UK. I feel like I could be in Italy. Just underneath Hastings Castle. There's like a random door. Can you see that? But just looking at these buildings, there's the flats and then the houses above. Look how grand it is. Absolutely amazing. Obviously we can't get inside, but randomly someone's tried to have a barbecue. There's a lot of history in these actually. There's a playwright and an author who used to live here, and also the first woman to speak in the House of Commons. Used to be a very impressive hotel, also a cinema back in the day. So similar to Scarborough, Hastings has a very steep lift hill which would take you up to the castle. Not quite sure whether it's still open or not, we'll have a look. The greyness of the houses there does remind me of up north. I love this pub. So classy. Yeah, I think unfortunately it must be closed. This is the entrance to the West Hill lift, which takes you up to the castle, and some say it's the steepest railway in England. Yeah, it's closed for central maintenance unfortunately. And literally parallel to the seafront is Hastings Old Town. Definitely worth having a walk down here. This probably looks really lovely at night. Oh, there's a fudge shop, fudge pantry, old sweet shops and places to go and eat. Just came across this. Look at this old pub. Absolutely amazing. It's called the Old Pump House. Almost reminds me of like a German pub. How do you get in? Hang on. Apparently we get in this way. Let's have a quick nose. You have to ring the bell and wait for assistance. I bet that's haunted in there. So just back on the seafront now, you've got Hastings Miniature Railway up there, and this lovely little boating lake where people are struggling with the swans, and you can just see Hastings Big Wheel, not so big, all in the shadow of course of where we're heading to next. That's Flamingo Park. Look at this, they have a Zoltar machine here, if anyone's seen the movie Big. So many great places to get fish and chips as well. The London Schooner, definitely a good place to get your winkles and your mussels, crayfish over there. I love there's so many different little places to get your seafood from. Look at that. Jelly Eeled Bar. I'm glad that's closed. What a beautiful little pub. Now I have to say, walking up here to the fisheries reminds me a little bit of Harry Potter. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the weirdness of these like beach huts that are stacked upon each other. I mean, how do you get up there? Are these like where they smoke fish maybe? I guess there must be. So good news, the lift hill is actually working. So let's go up the East Lift Hill. Here we go. Lift Hill all to myself actually, which is quite nice. It's bigger than the one in Scarborough.
Thanks very much.
It's like a sweatbox in there. So as you come out, you're in Hastings Country Park. And the views you get from up here are totally amazing. Just look at that. So up here on a clear day, you could see France. Just wanted to point this out. They used to light these, and I think they still do on special occasions. This is how they used to talk to each other up and down the coast. For people that like playing with trains, definitely a must. How cute is that? I'm not into trains, but I definitely want to play. Do you think they'll let me? Probably not. Look at that! A turning station for the trains. I'm sure that's a Thomas the Tank Engine. And saving the best till last, it's worth staying up late and going to check out Battle Abbey at night. It's 480 metres, it's a lower deck promenade running from the pier to Warren Square. It was built back in the 1930s and it's got thousands of multicoloured glass bottles embedded in the concrete panels. So if you've never been to Hastings, there is so much more than probably what you actually thought. As always, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. I'll see you next time.